Yes, I welcome all of you to the third pointer on the second level is going on. Second page is going on. On the second page, we are on the third pointer. We have finished the uh, first pointer and the second pointer. First two chapters we have finished. So today we'll be on the third one, inshallah. Okay, so with this, inshallah, I'll start my screen share and we will start with the Quranic part of the course. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So we had already sent the sessions to this time again. It was a little late. I shared it on Friday. So if you would have seen that, then it will be a little easier for them to accept and understand what we are going to be doing in this class today. So we are on the second pointer, 2C. And this timeline we have already seen, and how the Surah Al-Baqarah was revealed post migration to Medina. So that is important. So whenever we are studying the Quran, we should know what is the background. In Urdu, it is called Shan-e-Nuzul, the purpose of revelation of those particular ayat. Then we will get a better understanding of those ayat, and then, of course, how we are going to apply it to our lives as well. So just to revise how these pointers are, the first 5 pages are represented by the 5 hands, 5 fingers on the hands. The first one is the thumb, then second, third is the pages that are there next to each other, and fourth and fifth are together. That's why it is hand like this. So the Masaf can be seen according to that. The first page had praise for Allah, the dua for guidance, the guidance for the muttaqin, and attributes. That goes on the thumb. And now we are on the second page. So that we had seen the first two, no guidance for the kafirun, that we have already done, no guidance for the munafiqeen. And today we'll be seeing the third part, which is the about the corrupt and the fools. Munafiqeen, two-faced people, we are not going to see. Today we are going to see the corrupt. So this is going to be on the index finger. The first part, the top part of it, is no guidance for the kafirun. Second part is no guidance for the munafiqeen. The third part, which is lying here, is the corrupt and the fools. And the fourth part, inshallah, will take next time. So in this introduction, we are going to be dealing about the third pointer on the second page of this course of the second book. So just linking it with the previous ayat, the hypocrites pretend like believers, but they do not have any true belief in Allah, and they have diseases of doubts and desires in their hearts. We had considered this last time, that the hearts are where the disease lies, and the heart is where the iman also lies. So with that, we have to protect our hearts and get taqwa into our hearts. Okay, so that was so about the corrupts and the fools. In short, we'll take it first so that we know what we are studying. Lessons to be learned are: the munafiqs are spreading corruption, and they claim that they are reformers. They are fools because they have preferred this dunya over the akhirah. We'll take that word by word also as we go ahead. And how easy the Quran is, you have to learn only, and to learn it is easy. And now we are taking these phrases. So these blue dark things that are marked out here, these are the short phrases that we are going to study. So with this, these are the ayat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا قيل لهم لا تفسدوا في الأرض قالوا إنما نحن مصلحون. And when it is said to them, do not spread corruption on earth, they say, only we are reformers. We'll take it word by word. وَإِذَا, and when. Wa is and iza is when. So we have seen this before, that iza indicates the future tense. The next word that is coming after it is qila. Qila means it's a passive form. Qala means he said. Qila means he was said, or it was told to him. Right? So qala is he said, and the passive form of qala is qila. Qila means and when it is said. And when it becomes the present future because of iza, which is here. Iza is giving it a timelessness. If it is just said kila, he was said, or it was told to him. Okay, so that iza is making it into present and future also. That when it is said to them, right? So by itself, the word is just a passive form, a passive tense. Qila is a passive form, but when it is joined with iza, it is becomes when it is said and in the futuristic sense. So وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ and when it is said to them, lahum to them. What is said to them? La tufsidu. La tufsidu, do not spread corruption. La tufsidu, do not spread corruption. What is this? This is an order. Do not do this. La tufsidu. And it is plural. La tufsidu fil ard. Fi is in or on. Al ard, on the earth. So, إِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ and when it is said lahum for them, la tufsidu is order. Do not spread fil ard on the earth. What? Do not spread corruption on the earth. Fasad on the earth. La tufsidu is, as we said, the order form. Qalu, now we know qala is he said, qalu, they all said. This is plural. So qalu, and we are getting a mad. It is anyways a mad word, but because of that hamza after it, it will be a little longer mad. So qalu, inna plus ma. Inna means indeed, ma, but when inna and ma are joined, it becomes only. In Urdu, sirf. Okay? Innama means only in English and sirf in Urdu. Innama, nahnu we already know is we. Nahnu, we all. Innama nahnu, indeed, only we all are. Muslihun. Muslihun is the reformers. Means the people who do islah. Muslih, mufsid, and muslih. So these are opposite words. So they were loyal to the enemies in and around Medina, and they were not sincere to Islam, and they were not sincere to the Muslims as well. So a person who does not believe in Islam will act according to his desires, and therefore his thoughts and actions will be corruption only. So they were loyal to the enemies in and around Medina, and they were not sincere to Islam. So anybody could just take this ayah. First आप लेना चाहेंगे?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا قيل لهم لا تفسدوا في الأرض قالوا إنما نحن مصلحون وإذا قيل and when it is said lahum to them لا تفسدوا في الأرض do not spread corruption on the earth قالوا they say إنما نحن مصلحون only we are reformers.
Alhamdulillah. So words now are simple, and I think translation gets also simple. So we'll just take some questions. Be ready with your chat boxes, answers, options. Hypocrites in and around Medina were spreading what? They were spreading truth. They were spreading corruption. They were spreading Islam, or they were spreading evil. Very simple. I think we don't need to rack our brains too much for this. They are spreading corruption and evil, right? So very simple one. Okay. So with this, we go to the next one. La tufsidu is what? La tufsidu is spread corruption. Do not spread corruption. They are spreading. They spread corruption. La tufsidu, very simple. La is for no. Tufsidu is, again, we know that it is plural because of the waw and alif at the end. So when the answers come, yeah, very good. Yes. So do not spread corruption, and that is the answer. Muslihun is what? Is it reformers? Is it spreaders? Is it reformer? It is believers. This is all simple. Vav noon is there indicating that it is a plural in the end. So what is it reformers? It is spreaders. It is reformer singular, or it is believers. Okay, I'm getting the answers, and okay. So most of them have got it right. Reformers. Alhamdulillah. So this we come to the next part of the ayah, and here it says Allah. Allah is beware, Jan lo, right? In Hindu to be Jan lo, better know, better be aware. In English, be aware matlab Jan lo. So Allah is beware. Innahum, inna indeed hum them. Allah innahum humul mufsidun. ولكن لا يشعرون. Allah, beware. Innahum, indeed they all. Whom is coming again. So this whom indicates that they themselves, indeed they are the ones and they are. So it is like in Urdu saying, वो लोग वही हैं, वो लोग वही हैं, वो लोग में वही आ गए, but वो लोग वही हैं. So indeed they are the ones who are the mufsidun. So Allah Ta'ala is informing that they are the ones who are the mufsidun, that is the ones who spread corruption. Allah is beware. Innahum, indeed they, whom they themselves, mufsidun, are the ones who spread corruption. Walakin la yash'urun. The word is walakin. Wa means and, lakin means but you'll just translate it as but. Because of the lam there is a idgham of the noon there, and that's why while pronouncing we will say walakin la. We will not say walakin la, no. We will say for pronunciation walakin la yash'urun. Walakin la yash'urun. Walakin, but la, not yash'urun, they realize, right? So, is this order la yash'urun? Anybody can answer this question of mine? Is la yash'urun order?
No.
Yes, it is not order. Why it is not order? Why is it not order?
Because of la.
Because there is noon, no, at the end.
Yes, very nice. So because there's a noon at the end. Very good, very good. So these are small differences. We should be able to pick that up. That so first we said la tufsidu. There was no noon there. I'll come back to it. So that will be sort of revision for you. So here we had la tufsidu, right? So that is an order because there's no noon there. And here there's a noon. That's why this is not an order. Very good. So I just wanted to highlight this difference. Here there is no noon. La yash'urun. This is a present tense verb. Shara yash'uru yash'uruna. They all realize. La yash'urun. They all do not realize. So this is not an order. Okay. So these are very subtle differences, but you should be able to pick these up. Okay. So the proof is, look at the Muslim societies where Quran and Sunnah is not practiced, and maybe we are also somewhere there only. Even though people talk of civilization, the whole system is corrupt. And we know, from particular hadith that Allah Ta'ala says, when the people become corrupt, Allah Ta'ala puts corrupt leaders over them. And we are seeing what is happening. I did not go more in details of what it is, but we are seeing these things happening. So it is we who have to reform ourselves, and when we reform ourselves, only then Allah's help will come. And if we are corruptors and if we are doing fasad, then Allah Ta'ala will put such leaders over us. So it is when the people want corruption, then the leaders will become corrupt. If the people or the masses will not want corruption, the leaders will not be corrupt. It is as simple as that. And this is the rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if the source is not correct, only fasad is going to spread. Right? So somebody else can take this part of the ayah and translate it. Somebody volunteer. Who wants to do it? Or should I take names and ask?
Can I start?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألا إنهم beware indeed they هم المفسدون are the ones who spread corruption ولكن لا يشعرون, and but they do not realize it.
So, ألا إنهم هم المفسدون ولكن لا يشعرون. They are the ones, beware that they are themselves are the ones who are the corruptors or to spread corruption, but they themselves do not realize this. Okay?
On this Allah,
Allah is beware, Jan lo.
Lam, there is a madda, no?
Samajh lo, Jan lo.
But there
Yeah,
is
there is a madda.
there's
So
any
it has,
difference between
yeah.
the thin line and the thick line of the that madda, no?
Of the mud, when it is thicker, it has to be pronounced or a little longer. So inshallah, I'll come because the next ayat has a short or a shorter madda and a long madda also. So we'll take both of this, all of it together. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا كَمَا آمَنَ النَّاسُ قَالُوا أَنُؤْمِنُ كَمَا آمَنَ السُّفَهَاءُ ألا إنهم هم السفهاء ولكن لا يعلمون. Okay, so this particular madda is a little smaller madda. The madda within the word sufha is a little longer madda. That can be up to 6 counts. This can be up to 4 counts. And the normal one, aminu, is just about 2 counts. Harkat is a single count. So we go to the words, each word, the same words are getting repeated. Wa iza, and when. Qila, it is said. So when it is said, lahum, for them, to them. Aminu, this is order. Aminu, believe, this is order. Wa iza qila lahum aminu, when it is said to them, believe. Ka, like. Ma, what, like what, or put it simply, as. Right? So you believe like amanan nasu, like the people have believed. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا كَمَا آمَنَ النَّاسُ قَالُوا, they say. This is plural, they all say. What do they say? Is a question here. Is a question. نُؤْمِنُ, we all believe. Should we all believe? نُؤْمِنُ, should we all believe? Kama, as like what, or as amana, as believed. Right? So here we have the question, is a question. Should we believe? Nu'minu is plural, first person. Should we all believe? Kama amana. Qila, it is said, lahum aminu kama amana nasu. So who is this nas? Who is this people? Who are these people? Anybody wants to answer this? Who are these people? When Allah Ta'ala is saying,
Believers.
Yeah, who believers? Is it you or me? They are the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. They are Abu Bakr Siddiq, they are Umar, they are Ali, they are Uthman. So they were the ones. See, now here the timeline becomes important. If you just see Nas, you will feel it is people. But who were the people at that time? And who Allah Ta'ala is giving as classical examples of people whom should be followed. The Sahabas, who are the people and the companions along with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we know the big names, and there are a lot of other Sahabis also, whom Allah Ta'ala is vouching for their iman, right? So Allah Ta'ala is asking them that and telling them that when they are told, believe like these people are the Sahabas who were there. So the few names I took, there are so many more, but they are the companions of the Prophet. So we also, somewhere down the line, have to believe, or at least try to believe like what Allah Ta'ala is saying here, Aman and Nas, right? That's where the timeline becomes important when Allah Ta'ala is using something, as we saw that this is after migration to Medina. The people around the Prophet ﷺ, both the Ansar and the Muhajirin, they are the ones who are included in this Nas here. So Zakila lahum aminu kama amanan nasu. Qalu, they all say, Anu'minu, should we believe? Do we believe? As kama is as, like what? Ka is like, ma means what? Like what? As. It is being translated in short. Amana, as what, like believe. As-sufaha. Sufha is fools. Fools meaning people with less intellect, people who do not think, and they are the ones who are called fools here. And the second para also we know starts with sufaha. There the same word sufa is repeated. Allah, again, beware. Innahum, indeed, they are the ones who are as-sufaha. They are the ones who are the fools. Walakin la ya'lamun. Walakin, but la, no, ya'lamun. They do not know. Again, this is not an order. They are the ones who are not knowing. Okay? Sufaha walakin la ya'lamun. So, somebody wants to translate this surah now together. Qazi sahab lena chahenge?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا and when it is said to them believe.
Okay, you pronounce it as amanu. You pronounce it as amanu. It is aminu. Amanu would be past tense. No. Listen.
Right.
Amanu becomes past tense plural, and aminu becomes order plural.
Aminu.
Okay? Aminu is order.
Right. Aminu is a amar, no?
Right.
Yeah.
Aminu is order. That's why that zabar and zair, one zabar and one zair is very important. We shouldn't be making mistakes in that. Whole meaning changes. Amanu means when it is said to them as they all had believed. The past tense plural. Amanu. Right? Amana is singular. Amanu is plural. Past tense. Aminu is order. Aminu is order. That's why we might, while translating or while reading also, we have Amanu in mind and sometimes we read Amanu. But when now you know the meanings, you have to be focusing on these smaller differences because the whole meaning would change.
Changes. This is also weak word, no? This is weak word, no?
Yes, because of the Hamza in front. Inshallah, this word will come later. It is not come till now. It will come later. Today, inshallah, we have da. We'll take da today. Okay, go ahead.
وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا and when it is said to them, believe, كَمَا آمَنَ النَّاسُ as the people have believed. قَالُوا أَنُؤْمِنُ they said, should we believe? كَمَا آمَنَ السُّفَهَاءُ as believed the fools and like fools, for example. Ala innahum humus safaha'u beware, indeed they themselves are the fools. Walakin la ya'lamun and but they do not know.
Okay. Right. So here you translated this as the people have believed. Okay. But it should have been people had believed, no? Why is it becoming have here, this circle that I've made? Anybody wants to answer this?
They have believed. They have believed.
Have believed is present tense, no?
Yeah.
That people had believed in there, no? The reason is that Iza effect is going on till here. Iza and when it is said to them, believe as people have believed. So that Iza effect is also going on. That's why it is not translated as had believed. Okay. Because of the effect of Iza that is going on.
Iza is prefix like
present future. It is making it present future.
It makes the past is present.
That's right. Right. And is past tense. Iza is present future. When is qala Musa means when Musa had said. Okay. And Iza means future. Right. So this difference is clear. And again, as I told you, this small difference of amanu and aminu is important. We will, when we take that word, it will be a little more clear to you. But just for now also, since this word has just come, we should be able to understand the small subtle differences and how they change the meaning. Okay. Right. So we already discussed this, that the Sahaba, the Nas here is referring to the Sahaba, and the reference is for all time. So Allah Ta'ala here somewhere indirectly is indicating that those are the peoples whom you have to follow. and not your own desires that you have to follow, right? We have to Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us to follow the way of the Sahaba, so that our iman also becomes like them, inshallah, like them, and yearning for Jannah. Hypocrites smart because Allah Ta'ala blessed them with position, wealth, and status. They called those who were following Islam sincerely as fools. And this is what we see today also. When people are following Islam, the others will ridicule them, and others will say, oh, what are these people do? What do they think? And things like that. And people who are advanced in the worldly life, they think that that is what is real success. But Allah Ta'ala is having a different parameters to analyze a person to decide who is going to be going to Jannah and who is going to be not going to Jannah. So with this, the hypocrites were thinking that they are smart people, and they were calling these Sahabas as thinking that these are fools and should we follow these foolish people. And today also the people who are involved in doing dawah and things like that, others would want to ridicule them for whatever reasons. So this is also something which is found today. So we find everything there here and how we have to follow it, inshallah. So people who are not wanting to follow the reality and the truth are normally people who are advanced in this worldly life. So they will realize their foolishness. Allah Ta'ala is warning them. Allah innahum humus sufaha. They are the ones who are the fools. Walakin la ya'lamun, but they don't have knowledge about it now. Maybe they will realize it later when they die, or maybe before that as well. Okay. So if the source of guidance is not correct, that only will spread what? Will it spread illiteracy? Will it spread doubt? Will it spread corruption? Or will it spread bad desires? Let your answers come. Here got only one answer, and it is C, corruption. Okay. Next question is, where everything for the hypocrites. Dash was everything for the hypocrites. Was it wealth? Was it hereafter? What is the status? Or was it knowledge? Dash was everything for the munafiqeen. Was it the wealth? What is it the hereafter? What is it the status? Or was it knowledge? It was both wealth and status. So somewhere down the line, we have to analyze ourselves. Is our wealth and our status making us hypocrites or no? We have to ask this question to ourselves, right? Translate aminu. Translate aminu. Is it perceive? Is it they believed? Is it belief? Or believe you all? This we've already discussed now. So this is very easy for you now. Is it perceive? Jan lo. Is it they believed? Wo iman laye. Is it belief? Iman. Or is it believe you all? Iman lao aap sab. Very simple answer. It is believe you all. Okay. So with this we go ahead. Sufaha is what? They are fools. They were fools. The fools. They are fools. As-sufaha'u. Fools. They were fools. The fools. They are fools. Answer is only single one. Only one answer is there, not many answers. Just to attempt this. What is sufaha? As-sufaha. Let the answers come. Okay, they are the fools because al makes it the, as-sufaha, the fools. So in short, the meaning of the ayah that we took today, and when it is said to them, do not spread corruption on the earth, they say we are only reformers. Indeed, they are the ones who spread corruption and they don't even realize. What are the lessons that we have? We have seen these lessons before. Munafiqs are the ones who spreading corruption and yet claim that they are the reformers. They are fools because they preferred the dunya over the akhirah. There's a nice dua that is there, and I would again want you all to memorize this. And like last time, if somebody could share in the group later, we could. So we have to ask Allah, protect me from the corruption, help me to correct myself, make me follow the Sahaba radiallahu ajma'een. This is the dua that the Prophet ﷺ will ask. Oh Allah, inni, indeed I, a'udhu bika, seek refuge with you or you, minashiqaq, minashiqaq, from opposing the truth. Shaqqa is splitting the truth. Ashiqaq is opposing the truth. One nifaq, and that is hypocrisy. So Iman, the people who have Iman also should be asking, and we also should be asking this dua regularly. Su il akhlaq. Su, bad akhlaq is characters. So bad characters and bad manners. So we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to, so that He gives us refuge and protects us from opposing the truth, for us becoming munafiqeen and removing nifaq from ourselves, and su'il akhlaq and bad manners. Right? So if we ask, we will try to want to get near it and get better. So let us make an attempt to memorize this dua as well. So the sample plan for this is going to be that inshallah I will prove my I will plan to improve myself in the light of the Quran and Sunnah. So whatever we listen or learn from the Quran or from the Sunnah, we try to implement it in our lives, and that is what is the required thing. So from these ayat, we'll see what are the asma, the nouns, and the if'al, the verbs. Uh, these are the nouns that we had seen. Muslih is the reformer, the ones who does islah. So the plural of muslih is muslihuna, muslihina. That will depend upon the case that is it is going to be used. We have seen that last time. Mufsid is the one who corrupts. Mufsidun, and the plural of mufsidun is mufsiduna and mufsidina. This is simple plural. The third word was sufaha. This is plural by itself. And the singular of sufaha is safihun. Safih. Safihun or safih. And the plural of that is sufaha. Right? And now we're coming to the verbs of the pattern nasara, daraba, sami'a. And the first word coming here is yash'urun. And the root word of that is sheen, ain, and ra, sha'ara. And it is on bab nasara. So with that, we get the keys to sha'ara, sha'ara, yash'uru, ush'ur, sha'ara, yash'uru, ush'ur, sha'ir, mash'ur, and shu'ur. Sha'ara is to perceive, ehsas hona. Sha'ara, usko ehsas hua, he perceived. Sha'ara, sha'aru, sha'arta, sha'artum, sha'artu, sha'arna. That is a full conjugation of the past tense. Present tense is yash'uru, yash'uruna. He is perceiving, they are perceiving. Yash'uru, yash'uruna, tash'uru, tash'uruna, ash'uru, and nash'uru. Order is ush'ur, ush'uru, jaan lo, perceive karo, ehsas rakho. Ush'ur, ush'uru, la tash'ur, la tash'ur. Sha'ir, the one who perceives. Mash'ur, the thing that is perceived. Shu'ur, perception, thing that is perceived. The second word is alima, verb. The present tense that we have got is la ya'lamun, they do not know. So this word we have already studied before. Alima means he knew. Alima, alimu, alimta, alimtum, alimtu, alimna. Present tense will be ya'lamu, ya'lamuna, ta'lamu, ta'lamuna, a'lamu, na'lamu. And order is i'lam, know, i'lamu, you all know. La ta'lam, don't know. La ta'lamu, you all don't. Alim, the knower, the knowledgeable, alim. Ma'lum, the thing that is known. Ma'lum, ma'lumat. Ilm, knowledge. Okay, so these are the verb keys of these two verbs that we have got. The qalu is also from the word qala, qaf, waw, lam, and this we have seen. The keys we have seen of that before. Qala, yaqulu, qul, qa'il, maqul, qawl. Right? This is the key of the word qala. So fi'l madi, that is past tense of yash'uruna is. Yash'uruna. What is the fi'l madi of yash'uruna? Past tense. Yash'uruna is plural and it is third person. Okay? Plural and third person. So now we want to see the past tense. Fi'l madi. Past tense. What is the past tense of this? Let the answers come in the chat boxes. Okay. sha'aru, tash'uruna, sha'artum, sha'ara. Right, so the answer coming, there are two right answers. The answer is sha'aru because we have to see past tense and we have to see third person plural. And sha'aru is exactly that. Fi'l mudari, present tense of, my screen is getting blocked here, so I'll take it. Kultum, kultum. Fi'l mudari of kultum is, right, so we have to see present tense. Kultum is second person plural. Kulta, kultum, right? Kultum is you all said. Now we have to say the present tense and plural. So is it yaquluna, is it qulna, is it taquluna or naqulu? Second person and plural. Let the answers come in the chat boxes. Okay, it is taquluna, right? So you have to keep your thinking caps on all the time. Mufsidun. The plural of mufsidun is fasiduna, fasidina, mafasidun, mufsidat, mufsiduna, and mufsidina. Right, so when the options come, it starts looking very confusing, but it is simple. We've just done this. The plural of mufsidun is fasiduna, fasidina, mafasid, mufsidat, mufsiduna, mufsidina. Right, the answer is mufsiduna and mufsidina. Alhamdulillah. With this, we have concluded the Quranic part of it, and inshallah, we would go on to the grammar part of it. Okay. So today we have an important verb with us for the session, and the word is da'a. Da'a is the most important thing that we keep doing throughout our day. We may keep making dua for ourselves and for others all the time. So da'a is the word. It's a very important word, and it is slightly different from the words that have come before. So I would want everybody to pay attention to these small differences that we are going to see today, inshallah. Just a brief runner of the past tense. فعل فعلوا فعلت فعلتم فعلت فعلنا يفعل يفعلون تفعل تفعلون أفعل and نفعل. Order is ifal if'alu لا تفعل لا تفعلوا فاعل مفعول and فعل. We already have studied weak letters are waw, ya, and hamza, and that is because of these words the verb becomes weak, and we studied the examples of wahaba, yahabu, wa'ada, ya'idu, qala, yaqulu. So this is the same things that are repeated, and this is the whole chain of the words that we are studying. Wahaba, Allah is going to grant. Wa'ada, it is His promise. Allah, He said. Zada, He will give more. Therefore, pray to Him. Da'a, and He will for guidance. Hada. Today we are going to take da'a as the verb, and in da'a, the weakness lies in the last part. This hamza that you're seeing here is the cause for the weakness of the word da'a. The root words are dal, ain, and wow. This wow is becoming alif here. So that is what he called upon. Usne dua ki thi. Usne dua ki thi. Usne, third person singular. Da. So the same word is repeated in Surah Maryam where Allah Ta'ala is saying, Hunalika da'a Zakariya Rabbah. There itself, da'a, prayed. Zakaria alayhi salam, Rabbahu, his Lord. So this is the same da'a word which is used same to same verbatim. Now, coming to the keys of
sorry, Hunalika, Hunalika.
come again.
Meaning of Hunalika. Hunalika, he said, no?
Hunalika, yeah. Hunalika, wahi ke wahi, there itself.
Sorry? There itself.
There itself. When he saw that Maryam alayhi salam is getting fruits from non-seasonal fruits, his belief and trust in Allah became more, and he thought Allah can give everything and everything is His hand. So there itself, when he realized and he saw those fruits and asked Maryam alayhi salam, where are these fruits from? And she said that Allah Ta'ala gives rizq whomever He wants to. There itself, he stood and made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a son. So that is Hunalika, is there itself. Wahi ke wahi. We should also, whenever we feel something or if we want something, we should ask for Allah there itself. Da'a. Just make dua to Allah. Right? So coming to this now, the weakness of we had seen is in the last part. So da'a, the plural becomes da'aw. Da'a, the plural of da'a is da'aw. Third person plural. The second person becomes da'awta. You called upon. Da is he called upon. Da'aw is they all called upon. Da'awta, you called upon. Da'awtum, you all called upon. Da'awtu, I called upon. Da'awna, we all called upon. So like we saw, qala was qala, qalu. Just waw noon was added. So your da'a becomes that hamza is going and that waw is coming. This is a little different from the other words or the other weak words that we have seen. So essentially, just remember the present tense is slightly different. The past tense, the third person plural is different. Da'a, da'u, and then becomes da'uta, da'utum, da'utu, da'una. Right? So this is what you have to remember. The key is knowing the second word itself, the au. Then becomes da'uta, da'utum, da'utu, da'una. With this, we'll practice the past tense. I will say ask the question, and somebody volunteer and answer it. Okay. Hal da'a. Did he call upon? Did he make dua? Hal da'a.
نعم دعا.
Yes. Yes, he made dua. Hal da'aw. Did they all make dua?
نعم دعوا.
Right. So the answer for third person is going to remain same as the question. But in second person, it is going to change. Hal da'awta. Did you make dua? Or had you made dua? Because it is past tense. Had you made dua?
نعم دعوت.
Right. Yes, I had made dua. Naam da'awtu. मैंने दुआ किया था. Hal da'awtum. Did you all make dua?
نعم دعونا.
Yes, we all made dua. MashaAllah. So this is the question and answer spoken Arabic. So whatever verbs you are learning, try to use them in your daily language, and that is how you're going to get the feel of the words and also the feel of how these words are going to change and how the meanings change. And when you hear it the next time, you know that where this word is going to lie. Now we just add Allah here, and Allah is coming as an object here. Hal da'a Allah. Did you call Allah? So Allah is being called upon, so Allah is the object of this sentence. Hal da'a Allah.
نعم دعا الله.
Hal da'aw Allah.
نعم دعوا الله.
Right. Hal da'awt Allah.
نعم دعوت الله.
Da'awt Allah. Naam da'awt Allah. Here is da'awt Allah, and answer is
نعم دعوت الله.
Hal da'awtum Allah. How da'awtum Allah.
نعم دعونا الله.
So the same pattern of da'a is the word tala. Right? So like da'a had da'aw, tala has a plural talaw. And tala means to recite, and from that comes tilawah, tilawat. So what is the meaning of talaw? You recited, he recited, they recited, they recite. So this is past tense and plural. That is a clue, and let the answers come in the chat boxes. It is they recited. Okay, very nice. So as you keep taking examples, then it will become more simpler for you, and then it will fit better in your brains. So now, hal talawta al Qur'ana. Did you recite al Quran? Hal talawta. There it was da'awta. Here it is talawta. Hal talawta al Qur'ana. What is the answer? Na'am atlul Quran. Na'am talawnal Quran. Na'am talawtul Quran. Na'am tatlul Quran. Talawta is second person, singular.
Yeah.
Answer is going to be second person singular. First person singular, sorry. When the question is for second person, answer is going to be first person. That is a clue. And let the answers come. Okay. Naam talawtul Quran. Talawtu. Talawta becomes talawtu. Da'awta had becomes da'awtu. So alhamdulillah, that is a past tense, and now we will see what the present tense is. We have seen these 4 examples. In the ear is not there because Hamza does not have a kasra. The possibilities are da'a yad'a, da'a yad'u, and da'a yad'i. So da'a yad'u is easier. Also, I told you that the Hamza here actually is a wow, so it fits here better, and that's why it goes into bab nasara. So the present tense of da'a is yad'u, yad'u. Okay. So with that yad'u, we can get the full conjugation of yad'u, the key of mudare. Yad'u, yad'una, tad'u, tad'una, ad'u, and nad'u. Okay. So this is the present tense. Yad'u, yad'una, tad'u, tad'una, ad'u, and nad'u. This is the whole conjugation of present tense of the word da'a. So this is slightly different from what we had seen in the qala. So that's why every quick verb and its conjugation is important. And each classical example, try to memorize each classical example as you would have to. So yad'u, yad'una, tad'u, tad'una, ad'u, and nad'u. This is the present tense conjugation. We'll have some spoken Arabic.
Sorry, once again. There is no alif, tad'u. Alif, no?
Tad'u, yeah, it is Hamza. This is for first person.
Tad'u.
Af'alu. Af'alu becomes ad'u.
But afterward, there should be an alif, no? No?
Where? At the end?
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, no. That alif will be there in the plural. If it is plural, then see here, see the past tense. Da'u has a Hamza at the end, alif at the end, indicating it's a plural. Here there is no alif. Because it is single person. Ad'u, मैं दुआ करता हूँ, मैं दुआ कर रहा हूँ, मैं दुआ कर रहा हूँ.
Alif is for the plural.
Yes. So that's why there is no alif. It is not a mistake. There is no alif here. Right. So these small subtle differences is going to make a difference. So that's why you have to understand this very clearly. Right. Ad'u does not have a wow. It is first person saying that I am making dua. Ad'u ilallah, मैं दुआ करता हूँ Allah से. And nad'u also does not have a alif at the end. Okay. Right. So with this we will come to the questions. هل يدعو?
نعم يدعو.
Yeah. Who does he make dua? Yes, he makes dua, or is he making dua? هل يدعون? Are they all making dua, or all are, or will they make dua?
نعم يدعون.
Right. So the words in the third past tense, third person is going to remain same whether it is singular or plural. Second person, first person, it will be changed. So هل تدعو? Do you make dua?
نعم أدعو.
Yes, I make dua. So here again there is no alif at the end. Okay, make a note of that. هل تدعون?
نعم ندعو.
So هل تدعون? Do you all make dua? نعم ندعو. Yes, we all make dua. So ندعو, we should all be making dua. تدعون is what? You all will call upon. You all call upon. They call upon. You will call upon. There are more than one answer, so 2 answers you have to select.
We all will call upon.
You all will call upon. You all call upon. They call upon. You will call upon. Ta is indicating that it is second person. Noon is indicating that it is a plural, and ta in the front is indicating that it is a present tense and future. Okay, so the answer is you all will call upon, and you all call upon. Translated in Arabic, we will call upon. This is present tense and first person and plural.
ندعو.
Nad'u. That's right. Nad'u. C is the answer. Nad'u. Right. So we have to get our reflexes right and get it fast. So, but these weak verbs have certain differences. That's why the weak words, you have to be a little more careful. Weak words should not make you weak. You should become strong. يدعون إلى الخير. يدعون إلى الخير. They invite to good. You are inviting to good. They invited to good. You invite to good.
A. They invite to good.
Yad'una. Yes, yad'una, they invite to good. Hal tad'u, hal tad'u Allah. Yes, are you all making dua to Allah? Naam nad'u, naam nad'u Allah. Naam ad'u Allah. Naam da'awtu Allah. Naam yad'u Allah. So the pronunciation should be very clear. So for example, last what I'm saying, Naam yad'ullahu, yad'ullah. Yad'ullah means he is making dua to Allah. But if that ayn is not pronounced properly, it will sound as yadullah, hands of Allah. Okay? It is actually pesh on the yadullah. But if it is that ayn is not pronounced properly, then it can the person of subtle differences, but if you are not conscious about it, then you might be saying something wrong, right? So the answer of this is not that. I just wanted to get this out for how the pronunciation can sort of make a difference. Is Naam Adullah. Yes, I make dua to Allah. Alhamdulillah. With this, we come to how to make the order. Dana is the past tense. Usne dua kiya tha. Yad'u. Dua kar rahe hain ya karenge. So they had made dua, and the order is yad'u. The ya is dropped and the dua is dropped. It becomes da'u. But we cannot pronounce dal without anything in front, and that's why hamza is put at the beginning, and that's why it becomes ud'u. The order of da'a, present tense is yad'u, and order is ud'u. Ud'u. Okay? And so here again, when you're pronouncing, there should be a difference in the pronunciation of the singular and the plural. And that is why the harkat are important for us. So when I'm pronouncing ud'u, it means call upon for one person. When I say ud'u with two harkat, it means call for all plural. And that's why wawnun is also added. So there should be a difference in the pronunciation to make it clear whether it is a singular that is being ordered to do something or a plural that is being ordered to do something. Ud'u, 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 ud'u. Okay? La tad'u, do not call upon. La tad'u. La tad'u ma'allahi ilahan akhar. Don't call except Allah any other ilah. Okay? So ud'u, ud'u, la tad'u, la tad'u. So that harkat has to be clear whether it is single harkat or the two harkats that you are pronouncing, so that the meaning can be a little more clear. So with this, we'll take spoken Arabic. First person is being ordered, ud'u, and the answer being given is
Ad'u.
ud'u. So now just see this properly. Here there is you have to pronounce this u as two harkat. So the question is ud'u. Ud'u is the question, is the order, and the first person is saying ad'u. That wow has madda is there. That's why it has to be two harkat. So these are small things, but we do not pay attention to it, but we should pay attention to it. And when it is speak for a lot of people, ud'u, and the answer would be nad'u, right? So it will be again two harkat. So this is important. So the pronunciation and the amount of time that we are pulling something is also important. So one harkat for a harkat, two harkat for a madda word. Okay. This is clear to everybody? Or is confusing?
Could you just repeat this, please?
I will repeat it. Okay, it is. I will repeat it. So ud'u is, I'm pronouncing ain with single harkat. Ud'u, dal has a kalkala. Ud'u, and when I am saying ad'u, I have to pronounce it as two harkat, right? Ud'u and ud'u. I'll just highlight it so that that becomes a little more clear also. Okay, so here we have ain waw pesh u, and this is ain pesh u. This is one harkat. U, and this is u, two harkat. Ud'u, ad'u, two harkat. Here we have this is all two harkats. Wherever I've circled, this is two harkats. So this one we will.
We have to two harkat means we have to prolong, no?
Yes. Single harkat is ba zabar ba, right? And ba alif zabar
For
ba.
singular and plural, this two harkat is for plural, if
No, but here it is not plural. This is first person. Ad'u is first person, it is not plural. Nad'u is plural, but there is no alif there. Here this alif indicates that this is plural.
Okay. Okay.
So these are very small differences. I want you to everybody to go back over this again while writing. Keep this in mind. This is
So why there is no alif on Nadu? It's plural, huh?
yeah. Nadu is plural, but that the plural is indicated by this noon.
Acha.
Now this ain waw is a part of that weak word.
Ah.
Right? It would have been naf'alu, right? But since that this is a weak letter with a waw, that waw has come back, but it is because of that root word has a waw in it. Understood? This ad'u waw alif is because of the plural. Fa'alu, that way. Understood? Or confusing? Once you go back and see the kardan, it will be easy. Maybe I'll go back to that now itself. No, I'll
Plural
go
will
back
be
to
with wow and alif, no?
yes. No, I'll go back to the key so that it becomes easy. Or no, we'll come back to it. It'll come to that time. I'll show you. Okay. So when we put Allah, Allah becomes this object here. Ud'ullah. It is being ordered that you make dua to Allah, and the person answering will say, Ad'ullah.
I will make.
Ad'ullah. When the plural is saying, Ud'ullah. So here, when you are saying, see, the pronunciation should be clearly different. When you are saying Ud'ullah, you have to differentiate it from Ud'ullah. Oh, this has to be two harkat. Right? So the person across should be able to identify whether it is singular or plural. Ud'ullah, Ud'ullah. There's a very subtle difference. So pronunciation wise, you might hear there's a waw alif in the spelling. Right? So this has to be a little more than just Ud'ullah. These are again actually basics of reading, of tilawa, of tajweed. So when you are reciting, you have to recite it that way. And the answer to that is going to be Nad'ullah. So this is something which you have to practice. And now we are taking it with la tad'u, do not call upon ghayr Allah. Do not call ghayr Allah. Answer is
La.
La adu ghayr Allah.
La adu ghayr Allah. I do not call other than Allah. La tad'u ghayr Allah. Answer is
La nad'u ghayr Allah.
so the words are same what we have seen before, but la is coming added and Allah is added, right? So these sentences we have to try to say again and again so that we get comfortable with understanding and hearing it again and again. So like the we have the word tala and watlu alayhim. Watlu. So ud'u becomes utlu.
And
Utlu means and recite or padho. Watlu alayhim ayati. So padho unke upar ayate. So and recite to him, and recite to me, and recite to them, and recite to us. There is a hum here which indicates plural. So the answer is going to be and recite to them. Okay. Now the order fa'il becomes da'in. Waw is gone completely and it just remains in short da'in. Right? Da'a yad'u da'in. The caller, da'i. Da'i is the dawat dene wala. Da'i. Islam ka da'i. Islam ko bulane wala. Mad'u. Mad'uwa. So there's a shadda there. The one who is called upon. Jisko dawat di gayi. Jisko dawat di ja rahi hai. So da'i is giving dawat to mad'u. Now there is a shadda here because the root word also has a waw. Fa'il maf'ul, that way, maf'ul, right? So because of that maf'ul lam and that waw, it has come twice. Mad'uwa, and to call upon du'a. Mad'uwa and du'a. So these are sounding different slightly. That they may not be seeming to fit in the normal formula, but that is because the word is a weak word. That's why you have to memorize this as it is da'in, mad'u, and du'a. هل أنت داعٍ؟
نعم أنا داعٍ.
Yes, I am a da'i. Inshallah, Allah Ta'ala make all of us da'is. Hal antum da'oon.
نعم
Nahnu da'oon.
نحن ضاعون.
Right? So here again, waw noon is added to da'i. Hal antum da'oon. We've already seen this. The answer is
نعم.
Naam nahnu da'oon. Alhamdulillah. So now we'll see this chart properly again so that these small differences get highlighted. And this chart is then what I have sent you also, but just focus on this properly. The past tense is da'a and the plural of that is da'au with an alif. Okay? This is, I just highlight this again so that this becomes a little more clear to all of you all. So this gets a wow alif, da'au. Right? The aw becomes a lean in the terminology of tajweed, lean. The aw, right? The aw you called upon. The awtum, you all called upon. The awtu, I called upon. The awna, we all called upon. But feminine form is the at. This is again different. We have to memorize this also. The at, right? The wow is completely gone. This is what weak verbs do. Weak words do. Sometimes the wow will come. Sometimes the wow will just disappear. So just remember this. This is specifically for the same way for tala also. Talat would mean that she called upon. She did tilawa. She had done tilawa. Right. So present tense is tad'u, yad'una, tad'u, tad'una, tad'u, and nad'u. Here there is no alif at the end. Just make a note of that also. Tad'u, ad'u has no alif at the end. And this tad'u is going to remain same for the feminine tad'u. Right? And this again has to be two harkat. Tad'u. Okay. Now order is ud'u and ud'u. In the order, waw alif comes back again here. La tad'u, la tad'u. Again, waw alif comes back in the plural. Then we have da'i, mad'uwa, and du'a.
دعاء.
Some words are slightly different, though one word only we have taken, but just try to memorize these small differences. And if you do it now, then inshallah it will be easier for you for lifelong. And trust me, the weak verbs are not taught properly anywhere, or sometimes the confusion is so much that it is not picked up properly. So now whoever is attending has a good chance to pick this up and memorize it as it is, and inshallah that will make it easy for you to see the weak verbs and identify the weak verbs whenever you get it. And these classical examples that we are taking, today's example is a very important example. Da'a is a very commonly used word and a commonly done thing. And as we know, ad-dua hiya al-ibadah. Ad-dua hiya al-ibadah. Dua means calling to Allah is ibadah. Right? So that is also one of the hadiths. Ad-dua hiya al-ibadah.
So in this past tense, no,
Yeah.
she called upon should be the ati, no? It's
No,
not that.
no. Fa'alat. Fa'alat is the fa'alat, not fa'alti. Fa'alti becomes second person. Fa'alta, fa'alti becomes second person, but here it is third person. We are not taken all the other forms. That's why don't confuse. We are taken only singular third person feminine, not second person. We have not taken second person.
So it is
Right? So
third
that is
person.
this is third person. She called on. We are not taking too many feminine forms to avoid confusion, because if we take all, then we will not get anything. So I think whatever is being done, at least follow this much. That will cover 90% or more than that of the Quranic words. And once you get the feel, then it will be easier for you. And once you see the translations also, it will be easier. So now these three arrows that are being, the red arrows, are indicating the difference of this da'a from others. So here you have to remember da'a plural becomes da'u and feminine becomes da'at.
That.
Right?
Da'in.
And the caller is da'in, which is not the typical fa'ilun, right? That waw is completely disappeared. Right. So this, just repeat the table, write it. These three main differences is the third person da'u, then feminine is da'at, and the caller is da'in, right? So if you're confused, go back, see this video again and again, and try to make sure you have the sheets with you. Just practice this chart again and again. That is the key of the da'a, yad'u, ud'u, da'in, mad'uwa, and du'a. Remember that this mad'uwa has a shadda at the end, right? Mad'uwa. It's not mad'u, it's mad'uwun. Mad'uwun. Because it's a noun, it will come with tanween. Mad'uwun, mad'uwin, mad'uwan. And then the plural will be having vav noon to it. Mad'uwuna and mad'uwina. Right? But the vav will always have a shadda over it. Okay, this is also slightly different. So for the word tala yatlu, like da, the other word is tala for today, which you have to do homework on. Tala yatlu tilawah. Noun keys is what? Talin matluwu tilawah. Talin matlubun utlu. Tala yatlu. So we have nouns. So the noun is going to be what?
D.
Hmm?
Tala yatlu.
Nouns we are looking at, so it has to have tilawa in it. Okay. And tala yatlu is a verb. Talin, matlubun, and tilawa is the answer. Okay? Because we are looking at noun keys, right? Talin means tilawat karne wala. Matlubun, the keys ki tilawat ki gayi, and tilawa is tilawa. The three verb keys of da'a are verb keys past tense, present tense, and order. Da'a, yad'u, and ud'u. So you might feel it is a tongue twister, a neck twister, but keep practicing this. Da'a, da'a, yad'u, ad'u. Try to get the kalkala right. Try to get the words right. Da'a is very important word. Right. So with this da'a, we have to translate into English. So he called upon his Lord. Da'a rabbahu. Right. Translate in English. Wad'u shuhada'akum min dunin nas. Wad'u and call. You all call. Wad'u. Right. This is word from the Surah Al-Baqarah. Al tad'u rabbak. You call your Rabb. This is all there in the thing. Now the website has actually dropped some of these old PDFs, so that I was not able to get the worksheet. So I would request that you this is the worksheet itself. So you have to sort of write these as the answers for the word tala. Now we have seen wahaba, wa'ada, qala, zada, da'a. So wahab Allah, Allah will grant. Wa'ada, that is his promise. Qala, he said, in fact, zada, that he will increase. So make dua for him so that he will guide you hada. Okay, so with this, alhamdulillah, we have finished the grammar part for today as well. And we had taken a very important word, da'a. So I would request everybody to just take this word properly, write it down properly, so that whenever the word comes, you know what form is coming, and you are able to understand it in a better way, inshallah. With this, any questions for today? There could be questions. So just if there is confusion, go back to the video again and see the whole point of me putting this videos up on YouTube is if you're missing something, just go back and check on the YouTube about what we have discussed in the class. So any questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Can you give the table of tilawa?
Yeah, that is the homework, but I will just tell you. So tala, talau, talauta, talautum, talautu, talauna. Tala yatlu, yatlu, yatluna, tatlu, tatluna, atlu, natlu. And order would be like we had ud'u, utlu, utlu, that with an wow, la tatlu, la tatlu, and we already saw talin, matlu, and tilawa. That is a whole gardan for that. So again, as I said, all that has been covered, and you will find those thing in the slides also. So you can always go back to the video, and in that all the words actually have been covered for tilawa also. Okay. Right. Any other questions? Right. So as far as the books are concerned, the final date that I've got is about third or fourth. So if they're coming, then I'll put it on the group, and then whoever is interested can pick it up from the clinic. Right. So if there are any other questions. Right. So there are no quick questions. We will conclude for today. because I have another meeting to attend somewhere else, and I'll open the group again, and that can be put into the WhatsApp group itself. Okay. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.